Hello, everybody. Welcome to the SELAR-Room. We are your hosts.
I'm Bryson Ramsey. I'm an insurance agent.
I am Susan Ramirez. I am a sales executive for a title company.
Daniel Johnson. I'm a real estate agent.
And Willie Davis, a loan officer.
Okay, so let's jump into the events that we got and then the outreach this week. Let's start off with Willie.
All right. So our two events this week. On March 30th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. You guessed it. Another lowrider show. Oh yeah, let's go, right? You like cars? Go ahead and show up. Tickets are in the links below, of course.
Woo!
My second event is going to be on March 29th from 6 to 10:30 p.m. at Confluence Park. DJ Mark Farina will be spinning some jazzy sounds with Mushroom Jazz at the Sounds on the River Festival. Go check this out. Sounds like it's gonna be an awesome time.
Psychedelic jazz.
Psychedelic.
We want to talk about something explosive.
Oh yeah.
Trending topic.
So, let's talk about this Beyoncé thing that's going on, right? She crosses over from R&B into country, right?
But is it crossing over?
Is it? That's the question,
Because
right?
I've heard that she started off in country.
That part I cannot confirm or deny. But what I will say is that country is something that was started by.
Who?
This is who? You tell us. You do some research on it. Why don't you let us know?
So, according to Google,
According to Google.
Factual research.
Yep. Tactical research right there.
country music was invented by Jimmy Rogers.
Ooh, what does he look like?
I mean,
We're going to throw a picture
wow.
of Jimmy
I'm gonna throw a
Rogers.
picture of him. I don't know. He looks a little sus. It's kind of confusing, you know. But like, it's crazy how she did so well. Right, she crosses over from R&B into country. Right, she does this album and it blows up. Right. You know, there could be a lot that's attributed to her. Right, she already has a huge fan base.
The
Right, in
Beehive.
R&B. Right, the Beehive. Right, she has that. Right. And then she crosses over. I'm pretty sure that the Beehive follows her over, but on top of that, she has other listeners that are listening to her like, yo, this is actually good, right? But the community is really upset about it. Like, there are people that were like not giving her credit, right? And there's a lot of things that we can talk about as to what may attribute it to that. What do you guys think?
No, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And so,
What you guys say about this? Quiet over there, man.
I'm almost thinking about how, I mean, all of that in general, it's like almost ties back with Beyonce in a way of like, why are people so upset at her transitioning to country?
Right.
Or if she did originate from there, a lot of people obviously wouldn't know that,
Mhm.
but they could find that out if it
Right.
was the case.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's almost exactly. It's just interesting to me how an artist can be known for one genre or one thing that they are good at or just well known for, and if they try something else, even if they're really good at it, the majority of the time those artists receive a lot of backlash for trying something new, or even if it's going back to your old roots,
Yeah.
which I don't even understand that necessarily.
Yeah.
In terms of like branching out from what you're regularly doing, it comes with people that support it and people that hate it.
Right.
And I just think that might just be a necessary evil of the music industry or the music world in general. But
I will say this: Dolly Parton, she gave her flowers, man. Man, Dolly Parton, shout out to her, man. That was awesome. Like,
oh,
I
I
really
hope
thought-
Dolly, if you're watching.
Yeah, Dolly. Everyone watching Dolly, like awesome, you know. So she's a legend in the country world as well. So that was when I saw that, I was like, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That she would step up and be like the hey guys, like let's be real about this. Like she did great. Give her her flowers, especially crossing over is so difficult, you know.
well, and then not only that, but crossing over, it's almost like we're at this point where we could, if we take this moment, become more, all of us more American, because we're all accepting each other. It doesn't matter our differences. We accept the differences in each other, even if she came from a country before. The fact that country was the starting point means that we could have this unity with music.
Are you saying Beyonce is going to bring the United States together?
Beyonce for president It's
You know,
crazy.
I will say on the other side of it,
Mm.
there are people that have been doing country music for years that don't get any props, that don't, and I think for the people that aren't into it, it's because it's like, we've had all these great country music superstars that, but because she's Beyonce and she has her beehive, she's gonna automatically jump to number one. Well, that's not, shouldn't be against her. I mean, she has a great fan base. It'd be like Taylor Swift if she decided to go do something else.
Well,
All
and
her fans would follow.
speaking of Taylor Swift, didn't she start off country and then
Go more pop.
yeah?
She's always been that, but it's almost as if you imagine like Taylor Swift going to hip hop. That's kind of the level of difference in a way.
And now how would people feel if
Or
she
you
won
mean
a
like
hip hop
Justin-
award,
Yeah.
you know, and it'd be like,
Hey, if she crushing it and she's making the numbers though, I mean like, and here's the other part about it, right? Looking at it, I get that notion, right? That makes sense. But what I will say is that you just possibly gathered a whole other fan base that like we talked about earlier, like a lot of us, like I don't listen to country, but you know, I might hear a couple of them and they might be hitting. I don't know, you know, but oh, that actually sounds pretty good. But now you might gain another base because of, you know, this particular artist bringing their base to this area or this arena because they might like it because now she did it, right? And now they start listening to other artists because, all right, well, let me give this a shot. You know? So they broaden their horizons and they become a more diverse music genre, I should say.
And that definitely checks out in terms of sort of what I was saying about how switching genres, doing something new, you have like good that comes from it and backlash or bad. It's almost like you're making that new audience or the part of your audience that also likes country music, for example, they're going to be all for it. But then the people that might feel like other artists deserve recognition in the country field, or Beyonce's followers who personally just don't like country, they're not going to be fans of it. And I know country music in general, I mean, you said you're not the biggest fan except for once in a while. I'm sort of the same way, and so it's just like, I don't listen to Beyonce regularly, I'm not gonna lie, but if I were and I was into the pop scene and then she just switched to country, as a listener, I probably would feel partially upset at the simple fact that I would enjoy her music less personally. So that just might tie into it in a way, but I don't know, what are y'all's favorite music genres? If you had to pick just one, singular.
Dang. All right, you got to start off with yours, and I know we've had special conversations outside of our circle around here, but I heard that you produce music too.
Oh man.
I do. I produce, engineer, master, record. I basically do my own artist stuff, which is fun. It's mainly in the hip hop genre scene.
Okay.
It's anything from rap
Links
to
below.
sing.
Links below.
We'll see about that. But no, I personally am a hip hop fan for the most part, and it's a very wide category, I'll say, and I think that I kind of dive into a lot of the different sort of elements of hip hop in different ways, and that just comes from like growing up in Chicago area and just like going to school there. That's kind of big in high school, and then when I got to college, I had a lot of friends that also did music and that are all also doing their own artist stuff. And so I've been seeing that scene for a good amount of time, and it's super fun. But shout out to Braden Black, Matthew Souza, two of my friends who are local Texas artists. They're very, very good, and if y'all feel like checking them out, I think they'd appreciate it too.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
Those links for sure.
Yeah.
Are gonna be below.
Susan.
I mean, I like all kinds of music. I think it depends, like, my mood. I mean, I love country. You know, growing up, we went to the rodeo every year. Like, people went to Disneyland, we went to the rodeo. Like, we had tickets to all the concerts, so we would go see the Cumbia Kings, we would go see Alan Jackson, and then, you know, my dad would be like, do you want to go on hip hop night? Your sister can take you. So, I mean, I like everything.
Yeah.
I don't discriminate. I don't do anything that's changed.
I have this weird question. Because I know Selena played on the rodeo stuff.
Man, come on.
Did you ever?
Like a
did you
legend.
ever-
I never went to go see Selena, no. And I
It's
will
okay,
say,
it's all right.
I think that she was a great
Oh, yeah,
artist.
yeah.
She didn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
her flowers until she was gone.
Yeah.
Because she was just starting. She had won a Grammy,
Yeah.
and then she was gone.
Yeah.
So she really didn't get all the praise that she deserved until it was too late.
Yeah. I think so. You know, Texas native here, right? So
Yeah.
she was huge in Texas. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my favorite like like genres, of course, rap, gospel, hip
Oh,
hop,
dude.
R&B. All those are like they're in there, right?
You were
But
too
I will
busy.
say that there are certain artists, especially locally, that you just grow up with, right? Like
Yeah.
Destiny's Child, we knew them before they were big, right? You have, DJ Screw and all these different ones that are local, right? And Selena was one of those ones that if you were in Texas,
You knew her.
you knew Selena. Like I knew Selena growing up. I used to listen to Selena before I went to bed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like Selena was like the one. Like you gonna learn about Selena if you've been here in Texas. So, but it's just one of those artists that she exactly like she said. She just didn't get her flowers in time. Like she could have been. I'm pretty sure she would have blew up.
And she
very
was crossing over.
She was. She really
So,
was.
yeah.
That was the
She
thing,
really
like
was.
she was getting ready to explode.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just, which, I mean, if you think about it, especially with a lot of people moving to Texas right now,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing a highlight into music that changes things around because Beyoncé is from Louisiana and,
Houston,
okay,
H-Town, my city.
there you go.
There.
Her mom was
Yeah.
from Louisiana.
Yeah, her
Her
mom
mom
was
was
from
from
Louisiana.
her dad's from Houston. Okay.
I want to say her dad's from Houston, so, but like she's
Google search.
Houston. Google search. Just verify. But she is from Houston for sure. I know some people that actually went to high school with Beyonce, so
Dude, that's cool.
yeah, so it's pretty cool, But like she didn't go to my school.
Yeah. So I think that the one thing about music is that we all share the experience of music because music tends to affect each of us separately, but in a way that we can all listen to the same thing, like art, right? You can look at the same picture, you're gonna get a different experience.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the same thing with music. You listen to it, everybody's gonna have a different experience, whether it's feeling the sadness of when somebody was going through a hard time, or feeling the excitedness of, and it could even be in the same song, of finding a new method of healing. That's what I love about music.
And what's funny is like when you think about memories and stuff, like I think about when me and my friends would get ready to go out. And I hear those songs now and it just takes you back, it takes you back to a good, and to some not so good memories in your life. So I mean, it just, it does touches people in many different ways.
Most definitely. Get you going too sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Great questions, great questions. So
Well, I mean, I don't think we came to a conclusion about Beyonce.
I will say this. Beyonce has done something that is, to me, a difficult task and has been done before, but it's always a difficult task, and I do applaud her for doing that because it's not easy crossing over mainstream. So far, she's been handling it well and with grace. She ain't came out and blasted nobody. She's done it in fine Beyonce fashion to where she's like, you know what, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let the Beehive handle that.
Because regardless of what happens, she's going to be successful.
Right, exactly. Yep. She knows how to handle things with grace. So I think she's done an excellent job. I'm not the hugest Beyonce fan, but I have a lot of respect for her work, and she is handling it. She is I've been to one of her concerts before. She is a top of the line, like when it comes to performing, she is a performer. I've been to a lot of concerts and hers is number one, like straight up. She is a performer. I think she's doing it. She's doing it big.
Have you been to a 3 6 Mafia concert?
I haven't yet. They haven't been in the places where I performed. I saw her in Arizona it was a while ago, probably like 7 or 8 years ago, and she was doing some stuff that was like next level. It was an amazing concert. Now, I have been to Alicia Keys' concert, and that girl right there. But like when I went to that Beyonce concert, like Alicia Keys could perform, but Beyonce was just like, it was amazing.
Over the top.
Over the top. Amazing. Just amazing. Can't even say anything else about it.
I would say that for the Beyonce thing, there's a point now where we can have some further unity in music and in the country that I think if we embrace the moment, we can have great value for everybody.
I agree with you. I also think that it's just a matter of, for her, I don't think she really cares about about what's happening.
She ain't worried about those haters.
Just because anyone that's sort of in that spotlight, they know what happens when they make big decisions like that. It's not foreign to them. And I think that it's simply going to shift her target audience over slightly. I think she's going to maintain the majority of her core audience and maybe grab some new people from the country scene. I think she's going to lose a few from her core audience, but obviously is going to gain more from the additional group than what she started. So, end all be all, I think that there's nothing inherently wrong with her. Obviously switching over to country, I think it would be good for a lot of reasons. And I think for her personally, I don't think she's thinking into it as deep as probably everyone else that's looking at it is.
There you go.
But,
Something to talk about.
oh yeah.
What are you saying?
You know, I'm happy for her. You know, she's doing her thing. Nobody can be mad at that. I mean, no matter what decisions in life people make, somebody's gonna not be happy. So you gotta do what makes you happy. So you go, Beyoncé.
Get it. Get that money. Get those clients. Make that music. Have that fun.
Absolutely. Well, I think that is a good point where we can say like, subscribe, and come back.
Boom.
Thank you for watching.
We'll see you next weekend.